Hello.
Well, that's quite a lot of pressure, isn't it? There we are, in a global pandemic, no one's laughed for 18 months. Off you go, lads. Thank you very much.
Lovely man.
Here we go. Ready?
Yes, always.
Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Well, some rose up, Moe floats down, way down the Ohio to Shawnee Town, and it's hard on the beach, or she moves too slow. Way down to Shawnee Town on the Ohio.
Well, the whiskey's in the jug and the weed is in the sack. Float it down to Shawnee Town and bring the rock salt back.
And it's hard on the beach, or she moves too slow. Way down to Shawnee Town on the Ohio.
Well, now the current's got us all taking some slack. Float it down to Shawnee Town and bushwhack her back.
And it's hard on the beach, or she moves too slow. Way down to Shawnee Town on the Ohio.
Well, the weather's mighty warm and the air is thick and dank, and the fog is so damn thick you can't see the bank.
And it's hard on the beach, or she moves too slow. Way down to Shawnee Town on the Ohio.
Well, some rose up,
Bowie floats down, way down the Ohio to Shawnee Town. And it's hard on the beach, or she moves too slow. Way down to Shawnee Town on the Ohio. And it's hard on the beach, or she moves too slow. Way down
to Shawnee Town.
Way down
to Shawnee Town.
Way down to Shawnee Town on the Ohio.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're still the young'uns, and that was Hard on the Beach, or an old riverboat song from the United States that we got off the singing of the wonderful, much missed Johnny Collins, great shanty singer and singer of great folk songs as well. It's so wonderful to be back with you. What should we do next?
Oh, yes, good idea.
Yes. Are you warm enough, David?
Absolutely fine, but this is going to be quite near because obviously we're streaming. This is sorry, I shouldn't talk about my incontinence while I'm on stage. We're streaming this gig, obviously. It was personally, the whole festival's been streamed. I make it sound like it's just a personal thing for us. The whole thing's been streamed, but last year, every single song that we sung it's like sort of playlisted, and you can skip to the individual song in the thing, including our version of Happy Birthday, which we sung to someone. So obviously they've got to label every single song that we sing, maybe for royalties reasons. So I think we can really mess with the algorithm, maybe just throw in a little bit of who knows what over the course. So then when people are looking at the young'un set and say, what did they do? The King of the Swingers? Did they really do that? Who knows what we'll do? But for now, let's do Garford's Bus.
Yes, Garford's Bus is one of our favourite songs to sing. And thank you very much.
I don't want to disappoint you, Sean, but King of the Swingers was more popular.
We wrote Garford's Bus a few years ago in celebration of the great humanitarian work of Garford Hussein from Stockton-on-Tees, which is where we come from, who for the past few years has fed thousands and thousands of people all across Europe. He feeds them beans and rice and gives them cups of tea out of an old bus that he converted himself into a kitchen. And here's your chorus if you want to join in. He has beans and rice and beans, and a hand when you fall, for there's a friendly face, a better place, and a future for us all.
Well, the mistress left in from Rosebury topping, and the moors are cold and green. And the driver swore there'd be no stopping as he made for the A19. And in the borough, lads and lasses were sleeping safe and still. When Garford Hussein hit the road with 1,000,000 mouths to fill, it's beans and rice and beans, and a hand when you fall.
For there's a friendly face, a better place, and a future for us all.
He couldn't bear the lads and the lasses' faces
On the TV screens, as they drowned and froze in hateful places with nothing but their dreams. So he bought a bus and he filled it up with beans and rice and tea. And on a winter's morn he headed south and crossed over the sea. His beans and rice and beans, and a hand when you fall. For there's a friendly face, a better place, and a future for us all.
Now in Dunkirk we remember yet
The soldiers on the sand, 800 ships we'll not forget that came to lend a hand. But here comes one more vessel now across the angry sea, to serve 3,000 meals a day, 10,000 cups of tea. It's beans and rice and beans, and a hand when you fall. For there's a friendly face, a better place, and a future for us all.
Well, some have stared into his face
And wondered if he's mad, but he knows he'd be in their place if it weren't for the chance he had. And the lads and lasses' hopeful faces are what drives him on. So he's to Garford and his bus and a better world to come. It's beans and rice and beans, and a hand when you fall. For there's a friendly face, a better place, and a future for us all. Well, the mist was lifting from Rosebury topping, and the moors were cold and green. And the driver swore there'd be no stopping as he made for the A19. And in the borough, lads and lasses were sleeping safe and still, when Garford Hussein hit the road with 1,000,000 mouths to fill. His beans and rice and beans, and a hand when you fall. For there's a friendly face, a better place, and a future for us all. Hey! Beans and rice and beans, and a hand when you fall. For there's a friendly face, a better place, and a future for us all. For there's a friendly face, a better place, and a future for us all.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for singing along there. That was Garford's Bus. Michael learned how to play the piano during lockdown.
Oh, there he is. Very good, Michael.
Oh, big laughs there for Mr. Hughes.
Yes, we'll have to put that on the YouTube video now. Bit of Schoenberg from Michael. Very good.
Michael's going to play the piano, Dave's going to play the accordion, and we're going to sing a relatively new song of ours called Trespassers. And it comes from our theatre show, which we're really excited is coming back to the stage in a week's time with a 2-week run in Newcastle. It's called The Ballad of Johnny Longstaff. And, thank you very much. Johnny Longstaff was a much forgotten hero from our native northeast of England. He was born in 1919, and his life, the early part of his life, touched upon some of the most defining moments of working class struggle in the 20s and the 30s, hunger marches, trespassing, Cable Street, the Spanish Civil War, the Second World War, the fight against fascism on the streets of England and abroad. But the amazing thing about the Johnny story is that before he died in the year 2000, he recorded it all, and we've got 6 hours of Johnny's voice telling his remarkable journey through life. And we were inspired by the voice, and we put together this show which features the real recorded voice as well as 17 songs inspired by the stories that Johnny tells. And this is the last of the 17 songs that was written and it's called Trespassers because Johnny took part in some of the mass trespassers of the 1930s, which led to the creation of the national parks and the advocacy of the right to roam in Britain. Indeed. And the most famous of these trespassers was at Kinder Scout in Derbyshire when a couple of hundred people from Manchester and Sheffield, men and women, took to the hills to advocate that right to roam. Johnny wasn't there that day, but he took part in other such trespassers, and we wrote this song inspired by his memories. And there's a little, well, more than a little homage to the great trespassing song, The Manchester Rambler by Ewan McCall.
Well, it depends how well I play it. Right. Ready, my go?
Always.
1, 2, 3.
We are the bold trespassing lads and lasses, all so free, who dare to walk in places where we're told we shouldn't be. Where there's fences round the forest, where the beach is out of bounds, where the walls are rising round the fields that once were common ground.
Where the keeper's hand lies heavy, and he tells you with a strut that the moors were made for shooting,
So the countryside is shut. We will make this oath and proudly call for beauty is for all. We will find a gap in every hedge, a hole in every wall. Our fathers sold their boots for coal or burned them for the dead, while our mothers worked their weary limbs into their bosses' bread. Though we were born on smoky mountain streets that knew no sun, the green hill wasn't far away, just waiting to be won.
and from the mountains of Snowdonia to the waters of the Broads, from the lonely hills of Lakeland to the West Country tors.
There's a treasury from sea to sea of fell and field and plain, and the warbling woods are waiting for to welcome us again.
Last night I dreamed I met Lord Bug upon the burning moor. Said he, this land belongs to me, you are breaking the law. How came you by it, sir, I cried, and he replied in awe, that his father's 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 father won it in a war. Well, if that be true, my lord, I said, I gave a tidy bow. Then by the same such logic, sir,
I'll fight you for it now.
Our lungs are full, our lives are young, and we will not be still. We are the feet of England, and we're headed for the hill. We are the bold trespassing lads and lasses, all so free, who dare to walk in places where we're told we shouldn't be.
thank you ever so much. That was Trespassers from our ballad of Johnny Longstaff. And if you want to see the Johnny show, we're going to be for 2 weeks in Newcastle, followed by 4 days in Hull. Indeed. 3 nights in Oxford.
Oh, the lovers in Oxford.
And 4 nights in York. And all of those dates are on our... hello. All those dates are on our website. So we're hoping to get further south next year if they'll let us. But we'll see. What should we sing now? Okay, well, we're going to try another new song, and we're going to go over to this little condenser microphone on my left and sing you a song inspired and dedicated to an amazing, inspirational person, Lyra McKee from Derry in the north of Ireland, who you remember 2 years ago was killed whilst observing a riot in Derry, and her life was short but truly inspirational. And if you take anything away from tonight, go away and watch Lyra McKee's TED talk about her story, her coming out to a religious family and being the person she became. This is a song called Lyra.
Was early, early in the spring, when all the birds did sweetly sing. They changed their notes from tree to tree, and sang their song like they were free. Last night beneath a rising moon, Orpheus sang and played his tune. The siren sank without a scream, and there was peace in my dream. But like a wren caught in a thorn, I walk crying in the morn. I knew I'd never hear the like of the song he sang in the night. There was a girl who lived in Sheen, thought that she was all to blame, prayed for her sin to be undone, until one night she told someone, and like a sparrow in a storm, she came flying in the morn. She filled her lungs and her voice rang, and there was hope whereas she sang. Tonight upon a tiny screen, I see a place I've never been. A siren screams, a bullet sounds, a sparrow falls to the ground. Once there was an open heart, now there is a broken heart. Once there was a raging storm, soon a hatchling will be born. Was early, early in the spring, when all the birds did sweetly sing. They changed their notes from tree to tree, and they sang for Lyra McKee.
Thank you ever so much. That was our song for Lyra McKee. Since we've all been away, something remarkable has happened. Sea shanties have become popular. Oh,
I mean,
it's
it's brilliant, but at the same time, a slight kick in the teeth that we've been singing these songs for over 10 years. No bugger wants to hear them, and as soon as we can't gig for 15 months, it's everyone, oh, sea shanties, that's what we want to hear. Oh, dear.
So we're going to sing a few of our favourites. Well, two of them are shanties, and one of them's a fantastic anti-slavery song written by Cy Khan. And we'll teach you your join-in bits. We've sang this quite a lot over the years, and if you've seen us here before, you've probably heard them. But even if you've never heard sea shanties, you can join in with them, of course, because that's what they're designed for. You can just yelp along. Your bits are way, hey, hey, yeah, and a long time ago. That's the first one. And then for your second bit, it's so long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye, my friend. And the third one in this trilogy is called Fire Marengo, and your bit is Fire Marengo, fire away.
Way down south where I was born, we pick the cotton and hold the corn.
A long time ago,
I'm gone away to Mobile Bay, where they screw cotton all a day.
a long time ago,
We'll rock them logs and make 'em fly. Them torn sheets are almost dry.
a long time ago,
I thought I heard the old man say, just one more pull and then be late.
a long time,
So
long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye, my friend. So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye.
You should have been on the river in 1901, picking cotton in the white man's sun.
So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye, my friend. So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye.
You should have been on the plantation in 1902 when they did anything that they wanted to.
So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye, my friend. So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye.
You should have been in the county in 1903 and seen all the things that they did to me.
So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye, my friend. So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye.
You should have been on the Delta in 1904 when your blood would freeze with a knock at the door.
So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye, my friend. So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye.
You should have been on the river in 1905 when we all went north just to stay alive.
So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye, my friend. So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye. So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye, my friend. So long ago, so long ago, so long, Mississippi, goodbye. Lift him up and carry him along. Fire Marengo, fire him away.
Send him down where he belongs.
Fire Marengo, fire him away.
Send him down and let him lay.
Fire Marengo, fire him away.
One more pull and then be late.
Fire Marengo, fire away.
Screw him down in the hole below.
Fire Marengo, fire him away.
One more pull and then we go.
Fire Marengo, fire him away.
Screw the con and screw it down.
Fire Marengo, fire him away.
Let's get away from Mobile town.
Fire Marengo, fire him
Oh,
away.
when I get back to Hartlepool town,
Fire Marengo, fire him away.
I'll cast a line to little Sally Brown.
Fire Marengo, fire him
Oh,
away.
Sally, she's a pretty little craft.
Fire Marengo, fire him away.
Sharp at fore and round at aft.
Fire Marengo, fire
So
him away.
lift him up and carry him along.
Fire Marengo, fire him away. Send him down where he belongs. Fire
little worried because I'm doing this stuff going, oh, and all of that, which I'm assuming sounds all right up here because you can hear the bass, it's resonating around through the marquee, but it'll sound absolutely ridiculous for someone just listening on YouTube on the laptop speakers. Because you don't get any of the acoustics, kind of, there's no reverberation, it just sounds like... It's like I'm being heckled by a pervert. Wish you wouldn't talk while I'm singing, Michael.
Those days are gone.
Hey, we've all had to get through lockdown somehow, haven't we? Some people banana bread, other people anyway. I don't know, it was just the banana. But anyway, let's... What? Oh, good idea, yes.
So, more sea shanties later. But we're going to sing you another one of our own songs inspired by a remarkable personal story. It's a tragic love story, really, and it's inspired by the incredible work of Matthew Ogston from Birmingham. And Matt Ogston lost the love of his life 7 years ago. He lost Naz, Dr. Nazim Mahmood, the man he'd been with for 13 years, the man he was going to marry. And the circumstances of Naz's death were extremely tragic, and all to do with his religious family's reluctance to accept him for the person he was. It's a difficult story, but what inspired us to write it and to sing it and to share it wherever we go is because that's exactly what Matt Ogston does. He goes all around the country when he can, and he reaches out to people, sharing the story, no matter how difficult it is to tell or to hear. And this is the song, it's called Be the Man. Matthew Ogston is my name, and you'll not hear me moan. I will never live in shame, I will not walk alone. For though my love took his own life because of bigotry, I'll be the man, be the man, be the man I was born to be. I was born to be. Love he was warm and kind, and my love he was strong. And when his brown eyes first met mine, I knew he was the one. And though I walk a silent road, he will walk with me. If I be the man, be the man, be the man I was born to be. I was born to be. There is a cross upon the hill, its arms are open wide. There's a star upon a windowsill that beckons me inside. But I'll walk beneath the crescent moon, and I'll walk until they see that I'll be the man, be the man, be the man I was born to be. I was born to be. For the man that I was born to be is a man who lives for love, kindness and charity, but most of all, love. And there's no God that I've heard of who could disagree. So I'll be the man, be the man, be the man I was born to be. I was born to be. Wherever love is called a sin and families are torn, wherever mums can't love their sons because of how they're born, wherever there are hands to hold, that's where I will be. And I'll be the man, be the man, be the man I was born to be. I was born to be the man, be the man, be the man I was born to be. I was born to be. Thank you. Thank you ever so much. That was Be the Man.
Okay. Oh. This audience are easily pleased. I just went okay, and then everyone went, ah, yes.
It's you and that comedy timing.
Yeah, exactly. If I'd have gone okay, they would have gone, no, not having it, but it was that okay. Yes. Should we do that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
right.
Okay.
Thanks so much for listening to Be the Man. If you want to know more about the amazing story of Matt Oxon, just look for the Naz and Matt Foundation. That's the name of the charity. That's a better idea, David. Yeah, let's go for it.
I'm the king of the swingers. I knew we were going to do it.
Beautiful.
15 years and we still haven't got a set list. Says a lot about the education system in the North East, really, I suppose.
Well, in fairness, the bits in between the songs are all scripted. That okay. We thought long and hard about that, and it really paid off. Really paid off.
Oh. Right, we're going to sing
the weird thing is, anyone listening at home can't hear the audience. It's going to...
We're going to sing Tom Paine's Bones. Oh, it's a belter of a song. Don't worry if you don't know it. You soon will, and please join in. It was written by Graham Moore from Dorset, and it's about that great hero of English liberty, Thomas Paine. And your chorus is, I'll dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones.
You're wondering what that noise was there. Michael Jackson did do a cover of it, but we're not doing that version. Sorry, my friend. 1, 2, 3.
As I dreamed out one evening by a river of discontent, I bumped straight into old Tom Paine as running down the road he went. He said, I can't talk now, son, King George is after me, and he'll have a rope around my throat and hang me on the Liberty Tree. But I'll dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones. Dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones. I only talked about freedom and justice for everyone. But ever since the very first word I spoke, I've been looking down the barrel of a gun. They say I preach revolution. Let me say in my defence that all I did wherever I went was talk a lot of common sense. I'll dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones. I'll dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones. Old Tom Paine, he ran so fast, he left me standing still. And there I was, a piece of paper in my hand, standing at the top of the hill. It said, "This is the age of reason, these are the rights of man. No religion, no monarchy, it was all in Tom Paine's plan. And I'll dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones. I'll dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones." Old Tom Paine, where does he lie?
No one laughs and no one cries.
Where he's gone and how he fares,
No one knows and no one cares. But I will dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones. Dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones. Dance to Tom Paine's bones, dance in the oldest boots I own to the rhythm of Tom Paine's bones.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you to that couple down there, the first ever people to dance to a Young'uns song. Thank you so much. We've been waiting 15 years for you to come along.
Top 15 pints does for you. Yeah.
That was Tom Paine's Bones, written by the great Graham Moore, and we're going to sing another song of ours now, and it's taken from our show, The Ballad of Johnny Longstaff, which has a couple of songs in it paying tribute to Johnny's heroes, young, idealistic men and women from the 1930s who stood up to the rise of fascism across Europe. And one of them, I'm so fortunate to share the same name with, Bob Cooney. And Bob Cooney.
I didn't know you were called Bob.
Winner of 3 stand-up comedy awards, David Eagle. Oh, excellent. Still can't afford a jacket. Bob Cooney, who came from Aberdeen, although he spent a lot of his time after the war in Birmingham, and he was a folkie, he was a folk singer, and every time we go and do a gig in Birmingham, we meet people who knew him. And he died over 30 years ago, but he wrote songs and sang them. But Bob was one of the many thousands of men and women who went from all over the world to Spain in the 1930s to stand up to fascism, and many people see that conflict as the precursor of the Second World War, the fight against fascism. And there's a brilliant story in Bob Cooney's memoir concerning a day beneath a blistering hot Spanish sun in 1938 when he was in charge of 57 young lads who'd had nothing to eat for 3 days. And when the food finally came along, there was nothing but one very small tin of corned beef and a tiny loaf of bread. But Bob Cooney, being the man he was, said, "So I had to perform my very own version of the feeding of the 5,000. And this is a song about it, and it's called Bob Cooney's Miracle.
Because they couldn't afford a jacket either. They're going lovely with the corned beef. But anyway. 1, 2, 3.
How does it start again? I've forgotten.
Well, you've all heard out.
It starts 1, 2, 3. That's how it starts.
Well, I thought
Well, you've all heard out.
do you not usually start it, David? That's what's confusing
Oh, I do.
me.
I was just counting myself in. Are you ready, David? It's been a long lockdown.
Be unkind, yeah.
I'm used to talking to myself, you see, now in lockdown. That's what I've been doing. You ready, David? Yeah. What do you think of the audience? They're all right, aren't they? Yeah. We'll pipe some canned laughter in on YouTube. It'll be fine. All right then.
Well, just
You can't resist. You've got to count yourself in again, aren't you? You can't help it.
On the 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Well, you've all heard how 5,000 oafs
were fed by Christ with the fish and loaves, but on the banks of the Ebro in 38, a miracle happened on my plate.
We'd had no scran for 2 whole days.
57 lads all hot and haze, when come the commissar with the grub, what grief, a loaf of bread and a tin of beef.
Well, all us lads were filled with strife,
Till up comes Cooney with his tiny knife, and before the land could wolf the sun, every man had a corned beef bun.
Now Jesus may have got more done,
But he had 5 loaves, not just one, and Jesus' men weren't clem like we. They'd not fought fascists in a hot country.
so if he can share with all us men,
We can share the earth and start again. Sharpen your knives, Bob Cooney said. Bring out your beef and bring out your bread. We can share the earth, we can start again. Amen, 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 amen.
thank you. Thank you ever so much. We've got another new song now, and it's another one with a sensitive subject. And this song does mention suicide, but it's an amazing story. It's the story of a young person from Sunderland in the northeast called Paige Hunter. And for the past 3 years, Paige has been writing tiny notes and attaching them to the railings of the Wearmouth Bridge in Sunderland, encouraging people to hold on. And she's since come to learn that these tiny notes are responsible for saving the lives of 28 people. Amazing. So this one's for Paige, and it's called Tiny Notes. She ties tiny notes onto the railing. She's done it ever since she was a kid, so that someone's lad or someone's mum or dad won't try and do the thing she nearly did. Tiny little notes, tiny little notes. Tiny notes are tied onto the bridge, and one of them says stop, feel your heartbeat. One says this is your story and it doesn't end tonight. And one of them says though the world is darkening, somewhere there's a light. Tiny little notes, tiny little notes. Tiny notes are tied onto the bridge. Unknown number texts on Christmas morning, says you don't know me or what I've been through. But here's my newborn baby sleeping by the Christmas tree. I never would have seen her without you. Tiny little notes tied onto the bridge. Sometimes love's not enough, but sometimes it is. Once she had a dream, she was a river that waited neath the bridge all warm and deep, to carry all of them along forever, and sing them all so softly off to sleep. Tiny little notes tied onto the bridge. Sometimes love's not enough, but sometimes tiny little notes tied onto the bridge. Sometimes love's not enough, but sometimes it is. Thank you. Thank you ever so much for listening to that. That was Tiny Notes, true story of the amazing life-saving work of Paige Hunter from Sunderland, and her story inspired so many people all around the world to do the same thing. It's an incredible act. Is it sea shanty time?
I think it might be.
Yes.
I think we. Yeah.
Oh yes. Well, isn't it brilliant how sea shanties have got popular again? Now we didn't quite know whether to believe it was true or not. We saw all of our kind of geriatric friends rushing to figure out what TikTok was and how to access it and get on it, and some of them did it more successfully than others.
They're not the words our geriatric friends want to hear, really. TikTok, you know. Especially in this current climate, but anyway.
But we found out it was true because during the second lockdown we started doing online songwriting and singing workshops for primary school children, and it was brilliant. We didn't think it would work, but it was brilliant because you could just put the kids on mute. Oh, it was fantastic. But
at the end of the day as well, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you could just, shut the laptop lid, and sometimes I wouldn't even wouldn't even shut the computer down. I'd just shut the lid, and you could just hear the muffled voices of kids, so you just walk away from them. What a brilliant sense of satisfaction that was.
Oh, it's good to love your job, isn't it?
Yeah. No, but you've got all sorts of different perks.
But all of those kids now know exactly what a sea shanty is, and they all know how to sing the...
I mean, they were teaching us, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's way, hey, yeah. OK, we'll remember that. Well, it's lovely. I mean, we've put our fee up now, £7.50 a day. Absolutely brilliant. It's the popularity of sea shanties for us. But you'd have thought, actually doing stand-up comedy since coming back after lockdown and doing these gigs maybe with rowdy, drunk audiences, perhaps the most brutal heckle would come from you lot. But no, the most brutal heckle we've had in the last year comes from school children. There was this really posh school that we did in Cambridgeshire, and we'd been with them all day, and we do it from my house, and... He's still wearing my slippers, absolutely brilliant. And I send my slippers to all the school children, so you must wear them. That's sort of the designated uniform. And so we're at the end of the day with them, and they've been with us all day. It's been absolutely lovely. And we've got our camera off, and one of the children obviously doesn't realise that we are still able to hear them. So as they're filing into assembly, we suddenly hear, Sir, they look poor. And then...
Well, you've got to teach kids how to speak the truth, haven't you? I mean, it's pretty true.
You'd have thought that this would have... Then the teacher then obviously realises that we must be able to hear, so then tries to redeem the situation by simply going, they can hear you. It's ridiculous, because obviously as you speak quieter, Zoom just thinks, I best turn the volume up. So we just heard this really, they can hear you, come next. And the thing is, why, surely the teacher should have said, you know, to placate us, could have gone, what do you mean they look poor? But he obviously agreed, because he just went, they can hear you. So there we are. So please, buy some CDs, because they're going to need it for the therapy. And that's the reason we're not bringing Johnny Longstaff further south. There. Ah, yes, we're going to do a sea shanty. Well, we haven't done it yet. Should we do that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Let's go French.
We've had such fun over the years singing sea shanties all over Europe, and we learned this. This is the only one we sing in a foreign language. It's a French shanty, a French.
Well, some people say Teesside is a foreign language, but. Yeah.
But the reason our French pronunciation is so bad is that because we were taught how to sing it by a drunk German group in Holland one year. Apologies if you've heard that joke before. That I've been getting that one out for a few years.
They can edit it out of your YouTube
Well, this is,
stream.
here we go. This is Pique la Baleine.
Is that how I normally started?
It is, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
And you normally started.
No. Oh, do I? Yeah. No, Sean normally
No, I
starts
normally start.
Sean starts this one. Yeah. Go on, you count yourself in, Sean, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about a whale,
So
not a cat.
culturally aware.
Anyway.
Lockdown wasn't quite long enough for me. Give us it again.
Oh, no, goes again, he says. Oh.
Pour retrouver doucement. Oui!
Oh, me boy, oh la la.
Pour retrouver doucement.
Oh, me boy, oh la la. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer.
Oh, mille mètres naviguer.
Oh, me boy, oh la la.
Oh, mille mètres naviguer.
Oh, me boy, oh la la. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer.
Le maintenant dormait dessous.
Oh, me boy, oh la la.
Le maintenant dormait dessous.
Oh, me boy, oh la la. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer.
Dans les grands fonds d'un m'espérer.
Oh, me boy, oh la la.
Dans les grands fonds d'un m'espérer.
Oh, me boy, oh la la. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer.
Au coupe, elle vient me suis couché.
Oh, me boy, oh la la.
Au coupe, elle vient me suis couché.
Oh, me boy, oh la la. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer.
Pour retrouver ma douce amie.
Oh, me boy, oh la la.
Pour retrouver ma douce amie.
Oh, me boy, oh la la. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer. Oh,
Pique la baleine.
pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer. Pique la baleine, jolie baleine. Pique la baleine, je veux naviguer.
Thank you so much. Well, Mr. David Eagle has been very busy when he's been able to be busy, becoming quite a name on the comedy circuit. And if he's been,
I'm called Andrew Lawrence on the comedy circuit.
Are you going to give us one of your songs, Davey?
I can do. I don't really know which one.
Well, you picked up your accordion, so it looks like you're ready.
I know. Well, you said yours. Which one would you like? Which one?
I think the one about the.
Okay. Well, it's lovely to be at a festival. This song concerns a festival. This song concerns a German festival. It's a neo-Nazi rock festival. It's not a pro-Nazi song. There's a turn-up for the books. Well, this is just to redress the balance. That's what you've got to do nowadays.
Is this the bit where the live YouTube stream cuts out?
So basically, there was a festival, a right-wing rock festival in about 4 years ago now, and the last time this festival happened, obviously, as you'd imagine, there was a lot of aggression, there was a lot of violence, there was a lot of clashes, and so the people of this German village of Ostritz decided we don't want this festival to take place, but unfortunately they got planning permission and the festival was taking place. But this gave... what happened was there was a rule where you couldn't bring your own beer or alcohol on site. You had to buy it at the local shops. So this gave the local community an idea. They thought, right, well, let's buy up all the beer and all the alcohol so that when these people arrive, they're going to have no Dutch courage. And essentially what happened is... That's exactly what they did. And so when the disgruntled people came, the festival essentially was a damp squib. I don't know what the German is for damp squib, but... and they went home. So here's a little song all about that. It's called The Day We Drank the Nazis Out of Town. It's an instrumental. No. We were ready, we were waiting for that Friday night to come. Our plan was put in place. I'm not doing a German accent, as you can hear there. Someone who's lived in Yorkshire a long time. We were ready, we were waiting for that Friday night to come. Our plan was put in place, our daring deed was done. To the German town of Ostritz, the neo-Nazis came for right-wing rock and racism, but we would stop their game. We all got together, every woman, every man. We concocted what we thought was a rather cunning plan. For there is strength in our community, but we will not use force. We'll employ a different method. We will cut them off at source. For if we can't take away their hatred, their anger or their fear, we can take away their lager, we can take away their beer. We've bought every cannon crate and we will grind the bastards down. And we'll drink till the day we drank the Nazis out of town. Oh, the YouTube stream's returned. Well, it was Heil, 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 up and down the shopping aisle. But then the news began to spread and soon wiped away their smiles. Where's the Budweiser, yelled the festival organizer, but the shelves are only stocked with lemonade and appetizer. And the mood went sour and the air turned blue and confusion reigned when someone railed, when's the beer due? Well, those neo-Nazis begged. In fairness, some were quite polite. They shouted, bitter, 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 all throughout the night. If we can't take away their hatred, their anger or their fear, we can take away their lager, we can take away their beer. We've bought every cannon crate and we will grind those bastards down. And we'll drink till the day we drank the Nazis out of town. We made sure they were parched and they didn't get a drink. We tested their resolve. We pushed them to the brink. We sent out a clear message. Well, it's time to sober up. If you're preaching racial hatred, I'm afraid you're not in luck. Then they all buggered off and their sort will not be missed. Then we had a massive party and got absolutely pissed. If we can't take away their hatred, their anger or their fear, take away their lager, we can take away their beer. We bought every cannon crate and we will grind those bastards down. And we'll drink till the day, yes, we'll drink till the day that there is no more hatred, no more anger, no more fear. And racism and bigotry will all have disappeared. And everywhere we look, we see the walls keep coming down. And we'll drink till the day we drank the Nazis out of town.
Mr. David Eagle.
School children love that one.
Oh, David Eagle, that was brilliant.
Oh,
What's going on here?
school children are here. Yeah,
School children are joining
bus
us.
from Cambridge. Yeah.
So good job I didn't do the George Formby one. I did the school children are there. Excellent. All right then. Oh, should we try a new one?
We've got a brand new song we're going to try out for. We've never sung it before.
Yes.
But we'd love
We
to
thought
try.
we might as well do it when there's not many people around and it's not really being streamed or anything. That makes perfect sense.
But this February I saw.
Sorry to. Can I?
Oh, of course you can. Yeah.
Rich, is it Rich?
Not like you to interrupt.
I'll tell you what. Michael. Can you just fill some water up? From somewhere?
He does one song.
Well done, Michael.
I've been
Lewis.
miming the rest. I was a mimer. We might do that one later.
Well, we've got this new song, and when Michael returns, we will do it. In February.
It's all right. I'll do a really long counting. 1, 2.
In February this year, I saw an amazing photograph which just took my breath away. It was a photograph of the full moon in February, known as the snow moon or the storm moon or the hunger moon. These are the names that people around the world have for this full moon in February, the winter moon. And it was captured just behind our famous local landmark on the North Yorkshire moors, Rosebury Topping. And on top of Rosebury Topping, which is enormous, you know, Rosebury Topping's about as big as this stage, it's so big. But it's beautiful. But on top of Rosebury Topping, silhouetted in the moonlight, were a couple embracing. It was a wonderful image. It was captured by a photographer called Stephen MacDonald, and I wrote a song about it, and I only started singing it to Mike and Dave last week, but we had a lovely session in Michael's hotel room earlier on, and we found some great...
Nothing to do with anything.
Then we learned some words.
That's not being streamed.
We found some great acoustics in his bathroom, you see, and that's where we did it.
That's our story, yeah. As we say, it's been a long lockdown.
But we'd love
I
to...
was still wearing my slippers as well.
We'd love to...
Anyway.
Yes, we'd love to try and sing you this new song now, and it's called Rosebury Moon. And is it a good idea to go back to this
I think so.
microphone
What's
over
the
here?
first line again?
Yeah.
Cheeks.
Yeah.
Let's give it a go.
Good luck, lads.
Okay. I mean, I was a little bit worried because while you were doing your introduction, Seth Lakeman's banjo player started tuning up, but started an extra bit of jeopardy to things. Can't do a gig without a banjo, can we? 1, 2, 3.
Your cheeks were like snow, your hair was a storm, your skin was so soft, your lips were so warm, and love was young and new beneath a roseberry moon. And I thought of the lads and the lasses gone by, who found love in foundries and ironstone mines, and who stood here like me and you beneath a roseberry moon. Roseberry moon, roseberry moon, roseberry moon. I was born in a grave, and so were you. For most of my life I never knew, and I could pretend it's not true. Beneath a roseberry moon. And if love can save us from what we have done, let love be as deep and love be as long as the love that I felt for you beneath a roseberry moon. Roseberry moon, roseberry Rosebury moon. Rosebury moon. Rosebury moon. Rosebury moon.
Thank you very much. That was the very first time out with that one. That was Rosebury Moon. And if you want to see that amazing picture, just look for it. Type it into your search engine, Rosebury topping kiss. But maybe don't do it when the kids are around, because the typical Teesside sense of humour, it was quickly photoshopped and turned into the couple doing something rather different on top of... yeah, never mind.
You're currently writing a song about that, aren't you?
Well, we've had such an amazing return to Shrewsbury. Thanks so much for being with us.
You do say so yourself.
No, thank you. Oh, thank you, David.
I'm tapping the audience, I'm not tapping you.
Oh no, I wasn't being self-congratulatory. I just said I've had an amazing time. I hope you have too. And
I have. Thank you for asking.
we've got time for. I think we've got time for one more. We've got some.
I think there's only time for accounting, and then we'll have to leave. Accounting? What are we doing? Doing our tax return now. Right.
We've got some CDs.
Please welcome Dracula. What? That's the name of the banjo player.
We've got some CDs available, and I believe we're going to be at the CD signing, Ted, just behind you at the end of the set. There's a few copies of our Strangers album and lots of copies of our new one, The Ballad of Johnny Longstaff.
And I'll be auctioning off a banjo as well. Right.
What's it going to be then?
In fact, when the banjo player does a solo, can you all sing Rosebury Moon over the top? Oh, no, I can't do another one.
Oh, his hands are going through his hair.
You'll have to come and see me solo. Oh, that'll be good. Should we do John Ball?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do that. That sounded quite flirtatious. You'll have to come and see me solo.
I've got a lovely bathroom if you want to get yourself in there.
So we'll say an enormous thank you to Andy Bell on sound, for Ash on the monitors, for everyone here at Shrewsbury for an amazing evening.
And let's see you join in with this one. Sing John Paul and tell it to us all. Long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. I mean, if you don't know the song, that really is not going to have helped. And now we're getting Esperanto. Who'll be the lady, who will be the lord, when we are ruled by the love of one another? Who'll be the lady, who will be the lord, in the light that is coming in the morning? So sing John Ball and tell it to them all, and long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning.
Eve is the lady and Adam is the Lord.
When we are ruled by the love of one another, Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord, in the light that is coming in the morning. So sing John Ball and tell it to them all, and long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. All shall be ruled by fellowship, I say. When we are ruled by the love of one another, all shall be ruled by fellowship, I say, in the light that is coming in the morning. So sing John Ball and tell it to them all, and long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say. Labour and spin for the love of one another.
and spin for fellowship, I say, in the light that is coming in the morning. So sing John Ball and tell it to them all, and long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. So sing John Ball and tell it to them all, and long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning.
Well sung, everyone. Thanks so much. Good night. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right then. How shall we end?
Between the wars.
So it's a place called England or Between the Wars.
It's called England.
You're only hearing the ones you want to do.
I'm here between the walls more, I think. I think so. Who's going to buy more CDs? A place called England or Between the Wars? I was a miner, I was a docker, I was a railwayman between the wars. I raised a family in times of austerity with sweat at the foundry between the wars. I paid the union, and as times got harder, I looked to the government to help the working man. But they brought prosperity down at the armoury there, arming for peace, me boys, between the wars. But I kept the faith, and I kept voting, not for the iron fist, but for the helping hand. For theirs is a land with a wall all around it, and mine is a faith in my fellow man. Theirs is a land of hope and glory, mine is the green field and the factory floor. Theirs are the skies, all dark with bombers, and mine is the peace we knew between the wars. Call up the craftsmen, bring me the draftsman, and build me a path from cradle to grave, and I will give my consent to any government that does not deny a man a living wage. Go find the young men, never to fight again, and bring out the banners from the days gone by. Sweet moderation, heart of this nation, desert us not, we are between the wars.
Well sung, everyone. Thank you so much. Good night.
Let's hear it for Sean, Michael and David. Dear Young'uns. Thank you. We'll be back with you shortly.